Welcome back, everybody, to DouglasCountyDigest.com. We are starting the second quarter here. It's 7-6 in favor of Arthur Lovington, the visiting team here in Villa Grove. And we have had some interesting play so far. It's a low-scoring game. Villa Grove was very grinded out in their first possession, and Arthur went to the air to get their score. And Arthur is on their second drive, looking to get to Villa Grove's side of the field. And a bad snap, and Schuring will have to keep it himself, and he will have the first down.
Not too many flags tonight by the officials. Certainly not as many as we saw last week.
Not a lot of yellow laundry on the field, that's for sure. Yeah, that's the way you like to see the game played, though, too. You want to keep it clean, not so many penalties.
The officials' flags will hopefully stay yellow by the end of the night.
And Tyler Schuring in the backfield. A pistol set. Running back number 27 behind him.
They have a very full backfield back there.
And he does not go very far. Looks like he maybe lost a yard.
27, the ball carrier, Stephen Wright.
And that was Stephen Wright.
Out for a yard loss. Brought down by number 3, Terrion Price.
And Arthur will have a 2nd and 12.
Cole Beasley. Second down tonight.
So Arthur loses some ground on the first play. They have one receiver split out to our side of the field, a tight end on this side of the field. And they send a man in motion again. And it's Schuring hands off. And Villa Grove with the stop. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. So two kind of dead runs for Arthur. Blocking up front looks a little stagnant for them right at the moment. A lot of defensive linemen upfield into the backfield. That's not what you want to see when you're a running team. And they have number 2 Curtis Plank and number 15 Jordan Figgins split out to our side, with Helton in the backfield with Schuring. Figgin in motion across the middle, and he throws it too far for his wide out. Mitchell Helton was the intended receiver, and it'll be 4th and 12 for Arthur.
Schuring had two fairly wide open receivers down the field, and he just did not throw the ball to him. He went to that more of an out route by number 20 Mitchell Helton, and just missed him to the outside.
So Arthur is forced to punt on their second drive of the game. And we're seeing kind of mirrored images from both teams. Two great opening drives of a nice little punt, and he will field it. And he's still moving, and a lot of Arthur guys are at least going to keep him from moving forward, and they will have to whistle it dead.
Austin Hubbard on the punt reception.
Because of forward progress. And now Villa Grove's offense will come out on the field here in the second quarter with 9 minutes, 54 seconds. It is still 6-7 in favor of Arthur. So a tight ball game so far up to this point in the first half. And we are looking, Arthur is looking to have another good defensive stop. So far their defense has played really well, only allowing 6 points. Logan West, the leader of that defense. And Villa Grove is really wanting to get into the end zone again. And a handoff, no. Henderson keeps it, it looked like. Maybe a yard on the play.
Henderson on the carry.
John Henderson, the quarterback for Villa Grove, keeps it. The fake to Max Daly. Yeah, number 32, Hubbard, and Orwick, number 25, to our side of the field. And that one looks like he handed it off to Max Daly. He'll be close to the line of scrimmage, and he will not be able to get any yardage out of that play.
Tacklers on the play, 75.
So it will be 3rd and Out 6.
And 53, Ethan Gingrich.
As Arthur Logan West tries to excite his team, get his defensive line into the game a little. He's definitely a very emotional player. Henderson in the backfield. Daly behind him. Hubbard in motion. Henderson looks to pass. Throw downfield. He's got him open and it's just too far. Terrion Price cannot hang on to the ball and it is incomplete.
Henderson's pass intended for number 3, Terry.
That's a stinger. He was open and he had nothing but the rest of the field in front of him.
That was a great pass by John Henderson there, too.
He had beat the corner to the outside and just couldn't hang on to the ball.
Back to the Knights, number 15.
And Villa Grove is forced to punt again. Fagan the return man for Arthur. And a snap a little to the right. Still gets the punt off. Not a very good punt, but it will take a Villa Grove roll all the way down to the 41-yard line of Arthur. So Villa Grove again goes 4 and out. Their offense stalls. Arthur's defense holds. And we will see if Arthur's offense can get back into this game. And neither team looks to be extremely aggressive. It looks a lot of standard plays, there's still the shiftiness of their offenses, but it almost looks like it's kind of a dead ball game. There's nobody's really too excited. But it is a tight game, 7-6 in favor of Arthur. Schuring, number 21, the quarterback for Arthur. And he pitches out to number 27, Helton. And he gains a yard. Oh, excuse me, number 27 is Stephen Wright. Number 20 is Helton.
Brought down by number 25, Skylar Orwick. Pickup of 1 yard, 2nd down.
2nd and 9 for Arthur. As Stephen Wright was the running back on that last play. Schuring in the backfield again. Curtis Plank, number 2, is split out to our side of the field. I think number 1, Cody Stevens, is to the far side of the field with that wishbone formation of tri-backs in the backfield for Arthur. There's the pass. Caught by Stevens, and he is pushed out of bounds. So a good play by Arthur going to the air again. And Stevens drags a couple of defenders past the first down marker.
1st down for the Knights.
A good drive so far by Arthur. A couple of short runs, and then they net a nice pass to keep Villa Grove at bay. Trying to mix it up, back and forth. And 2 wideouts to our side, Fagan and Plank. Schuring in the backfield with Wright behind him. And there'll be a false start penalty on Arthur.
Little motion against the Knights.
Such little emotion, we're seeing a lot of jumpiness from both teams here.
And so that'll be 1st and 15 for Arthur after the 5-yard penalty mark-off. And Arthur coming to the line. 2 wideouts, Stevens and Plank. Stevens to the far side, Plank to this side. Fagan, Wright, and Helton in the backfield. And a screen pass to Fagan. They fooled everybody, and Fagan gets out in the open, and he is brought down. Excellent job by Arthur, baiting the defense in, thinking they had the quarterback. Schuring throws a little screen pass over the middle to Fagan. Excellent execution by Arthur.
See some nice pressure from both teams, and Schuring there got the ball off, whereas Henderson last time just kind of laid down and took the sack, more or less.
And again, Schuring in the backfield. Pistol set, 2 wideouts. Fagan in motion now, and he keeps it And he tries to hurdle the defender, and he is taken down around the line of scrimmage. So good defense by Villa Grove. Excellent pursuit to the far side. They covered the pitch man and they covered the quarterback, and no gain. Very good defensive stop right there for Villa Grove. Something they can build on. Will be 2nd and 10 from the 27-yard line. 6 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Wideouts split both sides of the field. A wishbone formation. Fagan in motion. And a nice move again. Fagan is shifting on his feet, still up and going, and is finally taken down. Jordan Fagan with amazing feats, changing which direction he's going every other step. Couple of jukes in there, throwing the Villa Grove tacklers off. And it'll be 1st and goal now for Arthur on the 5-yard line. So Arthur knocking on the door again as their offense tries to put some more points up on the scoreboard. Schuring again in the backfield. Sends a man in motion to the cross. The handoff to Wright. He's up the middle and in. Stephen Wright, number 27.
Touchdown for the Knights.
In the end zone.
27, Stephen Wright.
And so Arthur will extend their lead to 13-6 with 5.5 minutes to go. And the emotion just looks like it's drained out of both teams right now. I mean, Arthur just scored, so they're feeling it a little bit, but Villa Grove just looks like they are here for the viewing pleasure almost. And the extra point by Fagan.
Point after is good. Kicked by number 15, Jordan Fagan.
So it is now 14-6 with 5.5 to go. Arthur in the lead. And Villa Grove needs to get something going here on offense.
You've seen Villa Grove's defense play very well today, but they've just given up three or four just big runs that have really killed them. And they'll stop them for 2 or 3 downs and then just get a big pass or run down the field, and then they're giving up big yardage, and they can't help but give up a touchdown at that point.
And Jordan Fagan is the nightmare right now for Villa Grove. He is very shifty, very athletic, and when he gets in the open field, he can run. So he's had a few big runs here in the first half, and tackling him has been the problem for Villa Grove. As Arthur comes out, gets set to kick again to Villa Grove.
Blue Devils number 3, Terrion Price. 32, Austin Hubbard.
Terrion Price and Hubbard, number 3 and number 32, are back deep for Villa Grove. Schuring will kick off for Arthur. He's also the quarterback.
For the Knights, number 21, Tyler Schuring.
And Villa Grove really needs to get something going here before halftime to keep this close. And here's the kick by Schuring. And there'll be an offsides penalty on Arthur. That's also no. Arthur doesn't need to give Villa Grove any help with penalties. And they'll move him back 5 yards. Excellent over-the-shoulder catch by the referee there. And so they march him back 5 yards. Schuring will retry. And an offsides on the kickoff is when somebody has crossed the plane of the ball before the ball has been kicked. So one of the Arthur Lovington players was out in front of the ball before Schuring got a hold of it with his foot. And Schuring now with his second attempt. And that was a low line drive squib that rolls on the ground. And it was picked up by number 25, Orwick, who returns it to the 41 of Villa Grove.
Skylar Orwick.
So Arthur's defense will take the field again, and Villa Grove needs to get something going with their offense. Mark, what's going to get Villa Grove inspired here? What do they need to do?
I think they need to throw the ball downfield. We saw a nice throw by John Henderson and Terrion Price that was just out of reach for the hands. And I think if you get a bomb like that, that's going to get the offense fired up. And then some more runs from Daly. But they keep giving Hubbard these outside handoffs that are just getting them nowhere.
And Hubbard takes the sweep around to the right side, and he loses 2 yards, gets pushed out of bounds.
Run out of bounds by number 1, Cody Stevens. Second down, loss of a yard.
And we've heard Siebens' name, Cody Siebens, number 1 for Arthur, called a few times here for the defensive end. And he received a couple of passes on the offensive end as well. Henderson in the pistol. He's got 3 wideouts to this side, which is trips. He rolls out to his right, throws a short pass to Terrion Price. And he is brought down around the 45-yard line. An Arthur defender was right there, tried to strip him as he was pulling him down.
There's a flag on the play.
And there's a flag against Villa Grove, and that's going to set them back even farther. So it will be 2nd and 17, I believe. Oh, my mistake. It'll be 2nd and 22 for Villa Grove. And Villa Grove is up to the line immediately. Henderson with Daly in the backfield, 2 wideouts. And he hands it up the middle to Daly, who gains a few.
Number 8, Max Daly on the carry.
And Max Daly was the workhorse last week in the second half against Sarah Gordo for Villa Grove.
Brought down by number 32, Jesse Ruff. Third down.
And it'll be 3rd and long, 3rd and 21. Henderson now. Backfield looks to pass. Throws. Oh, Schuring had that read the whole way. It was a good thing that was an errant pass by Henderson, because it would have been picked off by Schuring had he not thrown that in the wrong direction. And so Villa Grove will be forced to punt.
It looked like some miscommunication between Palmer and Henderson there. You wonder if they'll try to work on that bug in halftime. Maybe come out and throw the ball more. Henderson was outstanding at home the last time we were here passing the ball, and they really haven't given him too many looks today.
4.5 minutes to go in this half. And there's the ball. It'll be down on the 38 of Arthur. And Arthur's offense will take over, and they have been hot. It is 14-6. With about 4 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. Plenty of time for Arthur to go down the field and try to score again. And Villa Grove's defense really needs to pick it up here. They got scored on in the first series and then held their own in the second. And then since then, it's just been kind of one downfall after another. And like I said before, you just don't see a lot of electricity, a lot of excitement from either team right now. They seem to be dead and not real aggressive. Schuring drops back, looks to pass, steps up in the pocket, runs past a couple of guys. He's in the open field, and he has about a 13-yard gain and a first down for Arthur. So
Schuring on the keeper.
Schuring getting it done on his feet this time. Nobody open when he dropped back, took off running. And as we said before, Arthur has a lot of team speed, and they have so many weapons. With Schuring, Stevens, you got Jordan Fagan, who's mainly their go-to guy on the run. Clank is very fast, number 2. And then you have the 2 running backs, Helton and Wright, who are not slow themselves. So pretty much everybody in the backfield is an offensive weapon for Arthur. And there's the read handoff to number 27, Stephen Wright, who gains he will lose half a yard.
27, the ball carrier, Stephen Wright.
And we've seen this quite a bit where Arthur runs, and then, drops back and throws a little float pass over the middle or down the sideline for a big gain. They break open a couple runs here and there. Schuring in the pistol. Takes a snap, drops back, throws a short screen pass to Plank, who shrugs off one guy. And he will get almost to the 40-yard line of Villa Grove. So great job by Curtis Plank taking that first hit and still going forward.
Pass complete to number 2, Curtis Plank.
And he is one of the smaller guys on the Arthur offense, but he sure does get the job done.
Anderson came in really high on that tackle.
Doesn't get a whole lot of plays thrown his way, but when he does, he gets the yardage he needs. An excellent gain, a completion for Schuring. 3rd and short for Arthur, about 3 yards. Schuring sends Fegan in motion, and again to Plank, he'll have the first down. And he almost got away again. Good job by Curtis Plank spinning around, gaining a couple extra yards.
Curtis Plank. A pass good for a nice first down.
Excellent job by Arthur. A few runs here and there, like we said, and hits him with 2 passes for the first down. Almost 2 minutes to go. It's still 14-6 in favor of Arthur. Schuring in the pistol with that little wishbone formation, which is where they have 3 backs in the backfield, basically. And they run Fagan in motion, and he's going to get stopped up. And oh, no, he's not. And he is still going down the field, driving his feet. And he is going to be close to being in
15, Jordan Fagan on the carry.
1st and goal.
For another nice first down.
And an excellent run again by Fagan, dragging half of the Villa Grove defense down the field for a gain.
Ball's on the 11-yard line.
Jordan Fagan is a senior, and at 6'1", 180, he's the perfect mix of some good height and some fair weight, and he's got a lot of speed on him too. He can run the ball and truck some defenders on his back.
Ensuring his 1st and 10. Keeps it himself, gets hit once, gets hit twice, and finally gets spun down. And it was not quite a 1st and goal for Arthur. They still have a chance to get a first down if they make it to the 1-yard line. But a timeout here for Arthur. The minute 24 to go here in the first half. And Mark, I mean, the offense for Arthur has just played so much better than the defense from Villa Grove, and that's what you're seeing right now.
Seems like Villa Grove either stuffs them at the line or in the backfield, or they just give up a big 8, 10, 15-yard play downfield.
Trivia night.
It's just very consistent play. That's not what you want to see out of a defense, especially at this point in the season.
And I think the Villa Grove offense has just kind of been killing itself. I mean, they had 1 drop pass, and they had a couple of penalties here and there that really hurt. I'm not putting anything bad on the Arthur defense, but it looks like the Villa Grove offense has just kind of stopped itself with drop passes and some penalties. And they need to, on the Villa Grove sideline is just very nonchalant almost. There's no excitement, nobody looks too enthused, and it seems like it's showing when Villa Grove's defense comes out and their offense is playing. They're missing that spark they had last weekend when they played against Cerro Gordo.
Yep.
I mean, even when they were down 21-0 in the first half, they still looked a little bit more upbeat, a little more confident, a little more sure of themselves, and we're just not seeing that right now. As Arthur is back on the field, Schuring with 4 wideouts and Stephen Wright in the backfield, number 27. There's the snap, a handoff to Wright, dives forward, and he's in. So Stephen Wright scores for Arthur to make it 20-6 with 1:19 to go. And Arthur is definitely excited to be here. They are getting more energetic by the second. So another real good offensive series for Arthur. As number 27, Stephen Wright, ran that in for a 2-yard gain. And Fagan will attempt the extra point, number 15 for Arthur. and he boosted through. So it'll be 21-6 in favor of Arthur with 1:19 to go in the first half. And Mark, what do you do if you're Villa Grove now? Down three scores.
You got to throw the ball. They needed to do that last game, and they need to do it here again. They need to get the ball downfield. We saw a couple nice passes from Henderson, a couple bad ones. They just need to keep throwing the ball, keep getting big runs. They keep going with the outside runs to Hubbard, and those just aren't working at all. They need to stay with throwing the ball downfield.
And so with 1:20 to go, Villa Grove will try to cut into this deficit, as they had to do last weekend as well. And Villa Grove has definitely been the second half team in the games we've seen. They haven't opened very well in the first couple of quarters, and they seem to come more alive in the second half.
21, Tyler Shuring.
And Shuring gets set to kick off for Arthur. And Terry and Price and Hubbard, 3 and 32, are back for Villa Grove. Shuring with the boot and a little looper. And it was bobbled. And Skylar Orwick is the one that picked it up. And they tackle him at about the 32-yard line of Villa Grove. So Villa Grove's offense again will take the field. And we will see what they have up their sleeve here for the last 1:13.
Blue Devils start this drive from their 33-yard line.
And Villa Grove immediately to the line. A wide out to each side of the field. And that try back looking formation. Hubbard in motion. They fake the pitch to him. The pass across the middle is picked off by Fagan, and he slips. So Jordan Fagan does it offensively and defensively for Arthur as he picks off the pass with 1:06 to go. And that just stings. I mean, that hurts. You got plenty of time for Arthur to go down and get another score. An errant pass over the middle by John Henderson.
The 37-yard line of the Blue Devils.
And Arthur starts again with one wide out to the far side of the field. That wishbone, a tight end. Fagan goes in motion. The man who just picked off the pass. And Shuring going down the field to an open Curtis Plank. Incomplete. Goodness, that was close. Almost gave it back to Villa Grove.
Pass intended for number 2, Curtis Plank.
But an excellent play call, in my opinion. You need to test the waters and see if you can get it in one play. Your defense is playing well. They'd only have to play for about 30 seconds if that had gone for a score. It's 21-6 in favor of Arthur with 59 seconds left to go in the first half.
It's really tough if you're John Henderson. You throw that interception right before halftime, and you just can't get that off your mind. I don't know who exactly he was looking for there. He's just got to work through that, work on chemistry with his receivers.
And a handoff again to Fagan, who slips and is taken down for about a 3-yard gain.
On the carry, Jordan Fagan.
And Arthur will take a timeout. So Arthur is looking to score again before halftime, and Villa Grove needs a defensive stop here. And their job is going to be to contain Fagan and keep him from the end zone, because he has been the do-it-all man here tonight. I mean, from where I'm sitting, Arthur looks to be in total control. It's not a real big lead, and it's still only the first half, but Arthur has definitely been the better executioner in their important plays. They run the ball at you. They've gotten a couple big gains. Their offensive line is blocking a little better right now. And Villa Grove's offense just doesn't have the same flair right now.
Stick around for the halftime
There's a
festivities.
lot of penetration by the defensive line from Arthur. Henderson's been under pressure. They haven't been able to get their running game going like they usually
Here
do.
at halftime.
And the turnovers are being won right now by Arthur.
All the participants should be in the big gym at this time. Get ready.
So Schuring is in the pistol with 2 wideouts right behind him. Fagan off to his right, and there's the pass to the sideline is Plank, and Plank spins. He's going to go down. And
Pass complete to number 2, Curtis Plank.
he will have the first down, so the clock will stop until the chains get moved.
6, John
And then once the chains have been moved, so now the clock is running. And Schuring is in the backfield. He'll take the snap, drops back the pass. He's going to get some pressure, lofts it up in the end zone. Fagan, oh, good defense by John Henderson, Skylar Ulrich, and I cannot read the other man's jersey.
Broken up by number 6.
Excellent
John
job
Anderson.
by the secondary for Villa Grove. It was a good execution by Arthur. They kind of ran a wheel route there, which is where one receiver cuts out in front of Fagan as Fagan comes back around underneath the line of scrimmage and then shoots straight up the sideline for a deep pass. And Schuring in the pistol again. And they will look to pass again. Bringing pressure, he lofts it up. Curtis Plank is the only one there. And he'll be out of bounds with 22 seconds to go. So a wide open Curtis Plank.
Complete to number 2.
And he has been the big target despite his size
Down to the 1 yard
so
line.
far in the first half.
and goal.
All 4 of Schuring's passes this drive have gone to the right side, so you think that they're going to start stacking defenders over there. With Schuring being left-handed, it's easy to go to the right side for him. And he keeps hitting number 2, it seems like, Curtis Plank downfield.
And they are on the 1 yard line, 1st and 1. And they hand off up the middle, and it'll be stopped in the backfield. So the clock continues to run,
27 the ball
but
carrier.
Arthur will call a timeout, so it will stop the clock with 17 seconds to go in the first half. It's 21-6 in favor of Arthur. Arthur is on the 1 yard line still.
Stop for no gain.
And if Arthur gets in here, Villa Grove's going to take some heavy shoulders into the locker room for this half. And Mark, what are the goals of these two teams coming out at halftime?
I think Villa Grove needs to get some chemistry in their offense. It seems like they've been more of an individual players kind of set than a gelled offense trying to get down the field together. And I think if you're Arthur, you just continue what you're doing and maybe improve your defense just a little bit. But other than that, they're looking great tonight.
And yes, Arthur's defense looks good. Their offense looks good. They are playing well as a team from this point so far, up to this point so far. And again, 17 seconds to go. They're on the 1. You would think it'd be an easy punch in, but they didn't make it in the last time. And they have a spread formation, 2 wideouts to both sides of the field. Stephen Wright is behind number 21, Tyler Schuring. Drop back to pass, throws in the middle. And I think he dropped it. So incomplete to number 2, Curtis Plank in the end zone. So that's twice now Arthur's failed to get in the end zone from the 1 yard line. And a good idea, a good play. Just screen out the cornerback, keep him from getting to the ball, and just couldn't quite haul it in. So 3rd and 1 on the 1 with 12 seconds to go. Schuring takes the snap, looks, same look, and they get it this time. Curtis Plank goes low to catch the pass from Tyler Schuring, and it is 27-6 with just under 10 seconds, 9.7 to go here in the first half. And don't want to say it too early, but that's kind of the knife right there.
Yep.
You don't want to give up another score with less than 10 seconds to go on the clock as Fegan gets ready to kick this extra point. And it is good. So Jordan Fagan is the do-it-all man today. He has played defense, had an interception, a score, running really well. And he's also the extra point man. And it is 28-6, 9 seconds to go in favor of Arthur Lovington, the visiting team here in Villa Grove.
Villa Grove really shot themselves in the foot coming out. They made a lot of mistakes, gave up a lot of scores to Arthur. So I think they have to go into halftime just working on chemistry on the offense and just defense, giving up. They've been giving up runs and passes all night, just stopping those. Keeping them to a minimal.
Keeping Jordan Fagan contained is one. You now got to tighten up your defense on Curtis Plank, who's been the receiver so far of the game. And Tyler Schuring, you have to keep Tyler Schuring in check. He's had a couple of nice runs, and he hasn't been pressured too much in the backfield. He's had a little here and there, but here to kick off is Tyler Schuring, number 21. Deep for Villa Grove is 3 Terrion Price and number 32 Austin Hubbard. And it's a little squib short kick and fallen on immediately by the Villa Grove player. Number 72, Spencer Eversole. So excellent coverage by Mr. Eversole, making sure there are no more turnovers. And
the Blue Devils start this drive from their own 48-yard line.
9 seconds left to go in the half, and you're gonna wonder what Villa Grove is going to try and do right now. Go for it or just take a knee and end the half. And John Henderson in the shotgun, spreads it out, looking deep, throws it, and it almost picked off by Curtis Plank in the secondary. 3 seconds to go. So excellent defense, two Arthur Lovington defenders on Noah Palmer. And I don't even know if Noah Palmer would have been able to catch that ball if it was thrown a little bit more on target or not.
I guess if you're Villa Grove, you can either kind of go Hail Mary or deep pass, or you can try to go more of a lateral play here. We'll see what they do. Looks like they've got 4 wide receivers, probably more of a Hail Mary play.
And Henderson in the backfield, there's a flag. Passes to Palmer. That will be the end of the half.
Pass complete to number 4, Noah Palmer. Flag on the play.
And I think the flag was on Villa Grove. Illegal motion. They'll set them back 5 yards. Penalty is declined though, and that will end the half. So here in the first half, it is all Arthur Lovington, 28-6 in Villa Grove. Join us for the second half.